Hey everyone, welcome to class. Today we have a recovery flow for you. Hopefully something that can just help you to feel good in your body, open up a little space and recover from all of the amazing at-home workouts that you all have been doing. We'll start today's practice in Child's Pose. Go ahead and make your way towards the back of your space. Bring your big toes to touch, take your knees out wide, and then just fold your chest down inside of your thighs. If it's available to you, allow your forehead to release to your mat. And if that's not available, you can bring your forearms in a little bit closer, resting your forehead onto your thumbs or your fists. And just take these first few moments to settle into your space. Become connected to your breath. Notice the quality of your breath, the quality of your mind. Notice if it's easy or difficult to bring your full awareness into this time and space. Without judgment, just taking the opportunity to check in with yourself and see where you are, how you've shown up. As you inhale, allow your rib cage to expand. Feel space between your shoulder blades, space in your lungs. Open your mouth, exhale, clear all of the air out. Another full inhale breath. Allow your belly to expand into your thighs. Open your mouth, exhale, clear. One more full deep breath in, biggest one yet. Expand 360 degrees. Open your mouth, exhale, let something go. Commit to remaining in this space, fully present for this next 30 to 45 minutes. Allowing yourself the benefit of stillness, the benefit of movement, and how those two come together to create a sense of calm and ease through your body and mind. In the next several breaths, begin to make your way into a downward facing dog. Shift your shoulders forward, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Once you arrive in this downward facing dog, take the first several breaths just to find some movement here. Explore your body, explore how you're feeling. Embrace those areas of tightness, send them a little extra breath and love. Encourage them to open up with each exhale breath. Worry less about how this pose looks in this very moment. Focus more on how it feels. And for these final few breaths, begin to settle into a little bit of stillness. So find a posture that feels good for you. Nice and long through the spine. Tailbone reaching up and back. Chest moving towards your thighs. Allow your heels to sink towards the floor. Active through the arms. Wrap your triceps in so that your shoulder blades spread a little further apart. Press through all 10 fingertips. Feel your forearms activate. And take 2 breaths here, holding this posture, whatever it looks like for you, in stillness. Go ahead, final inhale breath. Exhale, let it out. Lift your heels up, gaze forward, walk your hands up to the top of your mat. When you arrive at the top of your mat, put a generous bend in your knees. Make sure your feet are hip distance, maybe even a little bit wider, and take a few moments here just to sway side to side. You can keep your fingertips down on the floor for support. If you feel ready for a little bit more, grab opposite elbows. Let gravity carry your torso a little bit closer to your thighs. Bend in the knees is perfectly acceptable here. stillness or movement, whichever you choose. Release your hands to the floor. Slowly roll yourself up to stand, one vertebra at a time. And when you reach the very top, roll your shoulders up, back, and down a couple times. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead, gaze up to your fingertips. Bring your right hand to your hip. Reach your left arm up and over towards the right. Wrap your left shoulder back, gaze underneath the left armpit, then press into the outer edge of your left foot. Feel length all the way from the outer edge of your left foot up to your left pinky finger. And come back through center, reach both arms up, gaze to your fingertips. Exhale, left hand, left hip, reach your right arm up and over. Create length through the right side waist, grounding through the outer edge of your right foot. Press your right hip towards the right. Draw your right shoulder open, gaze underneath your right bicep. Back through center, inhale, both arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, create length through your spine, gaze slightly forward and down. Exhale, release your hands down, step your left foot back. Lower your knee down. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Feel grounded through your right heel. Pull your right hip back, draw your left hip forward. Allow yourself to feel heavy through the hips here. Sink down as you lift up and out with the chest. Elongate your spine. Release your hands to the mat. Tuck your left toes under. Sweep your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Pause here. Create length through the front side of your right hip. Feel grounded and steady through your left leg. A little bend in the left knee is perfectly okay here. Drive through your left heel. Take a couple of circles through that right hip. Nice big circles. Just feeling out the hip. And reverse the direction of those circles. Come back to your bent knee, open hip position. Reach with the right toes, open up space. As you exhale, right knee, right tricep. Pull forward, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog, bent knee, open hip. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, twist and tap, knee to the opposite side. Three-legged dog, bent knee, open hip. Exhale, knee to nose, pull forward, round through your upper back. Place your foot between your hands, lower your back knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky, supported crescent lunge. Exhale, release your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes under, halfway lift. Inhale, step forward with a long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, reach your arms high. Good, right hand grabs left wrist this time. Stretch up and over to the left. Now you can stay here or add on by taking your left foot, step it behind the right leg. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Nice deep bend in the right knee. Reach long. Feel that stretch all the way through your IT band, your left rib cage, all the way into the left tricep. And come back through center. Release your left wrist. Reach up. And then switch sides, left hand grabs right wrist. Stretch it over to the left. An option to add on here by stepping your right foot behind the left. Reach nice and long. Give yourself some space here. Bend into your left knee. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Draw your heart open, gaze up towards the sky. Reach and lengthen end to end. And come back through center. Reach both arms to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, long spine. Exhale, right foot steps back. Lower your knee down, inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Take an extra breath here just to find this pose, first time here. Really deep bend into the front knee so that your knee is stacked over the ankle, maybe even a little further if you have the space. Pull your belly in and lift your chest up and away from your front thigh. Squeezing your left hip back, draw your right hip forward. Release your hands to the floor. Tuck your right toes under, three-legged dog, left leg high. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Pause here, feel that space. Length through the left quad, left hip flexor. Drive through your right heel, feel steady and grounded with the right leg, active through both hands. Start to find some circles with the left knee. Nice big hip circles one direction. And reverse that direction. Re-extend bent knee, open hip, reach through the left toes, draw your hip open, find space. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, shift forward, make contact. Three-legged dog, bent knee, open hip. Exhale, left knee, right tricep, twist and tap, opposite side. Three-legged dog, bent knee, open hip. Knee to nose, pull forward, press the mat away. Place your foot between your hands, lower your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, draw your heart open. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes, inhale, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand, reach out and up. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back. Lower your knee down, inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat, three-legged dog, right leg high. Bent knee, open hip, inhale. Right knee, right tricep, exhale. Bent knee, open hip, inhale, hips high. Exhale, knee to opposite tricep. Bent knee, open hip, shift back. Knee to nose, pull forward. Place your foot between your hands, back knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach high, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right foot back, lower your knee. Inhale, supported crescent. Exhale, hands to the mat. Three-legged dog, left leg high. Inhale, bent knee, open hip. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, open hip, shift back. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Bent knee, open hip, hips high. Knee to nose, exhale, squeeze. Place your foot between your hands. Inhale, supported crescent, back knee down, arms high. Exhale, hands to the floor, lift your back knee, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach high, gaze up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Pause here for a moment, close down your eyes. Take this opportunity to check back in. Has your mind already shifted to your to-do list? Have you already lost the connection to your breath? If so, no big deal, no judgment. This is just an opportunity to come back. Come back into this space, your breath, and this practice. Open your eyes, sweep your arms out and up, take a breath in. And exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find plank pose. Pause in your plank pose, activate your core. Draw your navel up towards your spine. Squeeze your glutes, shift your shoulders forward. Back of the neck nice and long, gaze down. Press the mat away, round through your upper back. Slowly lower all the way down to the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When you arrive, walk your hands out wide. Lift your elbows up, come onto your fingertips, and slowly roll your chest off of the mat. Lift your gaze, squeeze your glutes, press your hip bones down. As you exhale, roll yourself back down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. 3 more. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. Last 2, lift high. Exhale, lower. Last 1, inhale, lift up. Pause at the top. Squeeze your glutes. Lift out of your low back by pulling your heart forward. Drop your left shoulder down, gaze over the right. Come back through center, lengthen your spine, lift your chest. Right shoulder down, gaze left. Back through center. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Child's pose, hips to heels. Back to where we started. Maybe you have a little more space this time here. Allow your head to release if that's available. Feel heavy and grounded through the hips. A little sway of the hips side to side if that feels nice. Just take a moment here to calm your mind, your breath. Next breath or two, make your way to downward facing dog. Tuck toes, lift your hips. Lift your right leg to the sky. Bring your knee to your nose, shift your shoulders forward, round through your upper back. Curl your heel in towards your glute, nice and strong through the belly. Place your foot between your hands. Lower your back knee down. Inhale, arms to the sky. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Reach your left arm up and over. So continue to draw your navel up and in. Lift your chest away from your front thigh. Allow your left hip to shift forward and then actively squeeze your right hip back. So you're really pressing through your right heel. And begin to slide your right hand down your back thigh. Drawing your heart open. Left shoulder moves forward, right shoulder moves back. Continue to reach up and back with the left fingertips. Gaze towards your back foot. Big inhale breath to create length through your spine, lift through your sternum. Exhale, feel heavy through the hips. Nice deep stretch along the front of your left hip. Good. Inhale, both arms back to the sky. Exhale, release your hands down in front of your right foot. Begin to flex your right toes up towards your shin and then roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. So this action here is coming from the femur, the right thigh bone. It's just rotating in the hip socket, external rotation, to open your knee out towards the side. The angle of the knee and the ankle isn't going to change here. It's just a rotation in the hip. Drive your outer edge of your foot into the floor. Continue to flex through the toes. So you're nice and active in the leg here. So active that as you begin to walk your hands back, lift your chest a little higher, you can get a little lighter on the fingertips. Don't forget about the back leg here. Your back foot is pressing into the floor. You're squeezing that left glute to extend through the front of the left hip. Getting lighter and lighter on the hands as you feel more and more active and connected to the right outer edge foot. Good. 2 more breaths here. Pull your heart forward and up. Settle through the hips. That last breath in. Bring your left hand down. Reach your right arm forward and back. Curl your left heel in towards your glute. Find your foot with your right hand. So it doesn't matter here if you want to grab the outer edge, inner arch, or the top of your foot. Just focus on pulling your heel in towards your glute. The right leg doesn't change much here. You're still in that external rotation, nice and actively pressing through the outer edge of your foot. Rotate your left shoulder back and around, so avoid letting that left shoulder dump forward. Can you squeeze your shoulder blade behind you? Curl your heel a little closer into your glute. Feel that stretch along the front of your left hip and thigh. Begin to kick your foot into your hand, so get active through the left leg. Actively kick into your hand. At the same time, pull on your foot with your hand. So your foot and your hand are working together to create a little extra tension to find a little more space. So neither one is moving here. They're just working together to find a little bit more depth in the stretch. 2 more breaths. Release your foot, right hand comes down. Slide your right shin across the top of your mat. sit onto that right hip and then pull your left knee forward. So you're coming into a 90-90 position. The right shin is going to be parallel to the top of your mat. Left shin will be parallel to the side of your mat, so that you have 90-degree angles in the knees and in the hips. Flex through both feet. Allow that left hip to turn forward and down. Right hip is squeezing back in space. You can always place a block or a blanket underneath this right hip if you need a little extra elevation. Take a moment here to feel lifted, lengthen out of your spine. And you're going to start to hinge at this right hip, keeping that long spine, keeping the position of the hips and the pelvis. Just start to walk your hands forward, pulling your heart forward in front of your right shin. Take a few breaths there. If you have the space, you can walk your hands a little further forward, pulling your chest a little further forward and down. And if at any point you feel like you've gone too far, if your spine has begun to round, just simply lift yourself back up to that original position. And maybe you can get so low that your forearms can come down to rest. Continue to squeeze your right hip back in space. Stay present through the left leg, so feel those points of contact at the left leg. Back of the neck is nice and long. Keep your gaze down, shoulders away from the ears, jaw relaxed. Slow, deep breaths. Just gradually allowing yourself to fold deeper into the space. Let each exhale breath bring a little more sense of calm throughout the body. A little more release through the muscles and the joints. If your forearms are down, come back onto the fingertips. Walk your hands back as you lift your chest. And begin to slide your right heel in a little closer to your groin. Sweep your left leg forward. Allow the left foot to land on the other side of your right thigh. We'll start to twist towards the left. So use your left fingertips behind you to create length in your spine. Reach your right arm high. Now you can take your elbow outside of your thigh if you have the space for that. If not, just wrap your arm around your thigh, pulling your thigh into your chest, pull your chest into your thigh. All the while keeping the length in your spine, lift through the crown of your head. Feel grounded through your sit bones. Allow your gaze to move over your left shoulder. 3 breaths, inhale to create length, lift. And exhale, twist. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist. Final inhale breath to create length. Use your exhale to twist into the space that your breath leaves. Begin to unwind. Sweep your left leg back to the back where it started. Lift off of the right hip, coming into your half pigeon. And so take a few moments here, nice and lifted, to allow your hips to use gravity to settle down. Again, a blanket, a block, a bolster underneath the right hip if you need it. Long spine as you begin to fold forward. You want to think about pulling your heart forward, but continuing to squeeze your right hip back so that the hips stay nice and squared. Reach nice and long with your left toes. Feel grounded through the top of the left thigh. A little bit of activity through the right shin to feel supported here in this posture. If it's available to you, you can start to walk your hands out long, reaching your arms long. Maybe your forehead can even find the floor. Relax the shoulders, the jaw, the face. Begin to slow the breath. Calm the mind. And if you notice your mind beginning to wander to your to-do list for the day. And just focus on your breath, trying to make your inhales and exhales even in length. Perhaps starting with a count of 4 and working your way to a longer count if your breath allows. As you sit in this pose, you'll either find a sense of ease begin to wash over you, and perhaps a little bit more tension if you're feeling really tight and sore here. And the one thing that you can control is your breath, so keeping that steady breath no matter where your body begins to go. Three more breaths here. If your arms are out long, begin to walk them back underneath your shoulders. And slowly begin to lift your chest up. Tuck your left toes under. Sweep your right leg up and back. Come into your three-legged dog. Right away, bend your knee, open up your hip. Feel that release along the right hip. You can stay right here or flip over into your wild thing. Let the right toes land on the other side of the left leg. Drive equally through both feet to lift your chest. Draw your sternum open towards the sky. Reach through your right fingertips. Allow your gaze to move back. And one more breath here. Lift your hips a little bit higher. And exhale back into your downward facing dog. Take a moment to reset the hands and feet. Feel the asymmetry in your body. Know that symmetry is coming soon. Lift your left leg to the sky. And draw your knee in towards your nose. Shift your shoulders forward. Press the mat away. Round through your upper back. Curl your heel tightly into your glutes. Place your foot between your hands. Back knee down. Supported crescent lunge. Sweep both arms to the sky. Left hand, left hip. Right arm begins to reach up and over. So as you begin to find this side stretch, stay connected to the left leg. So that left knee may want to draw in or out. See if you can continue to track your knee over the big toe, squeezing the left hip back in space as you draw your right hip forward. Lift up and out with the chest. Begin to slide your left hand down your back thigh as you draw your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Start to find that twist. Take your gaze over your left shoulder, looking towards your back heel as you reach your fingertips in the same direction. Squeeze your navel up and in. Lift through the sternum to create length through the low back as you draw your hips forward and down. Good, one more breath. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale, release your fingertips in front of your left foot. Roll on to the outer edge of your left foot, flexing through the left toes. Rotate that left femur in the hip socket so that your left knee starts to point out to the side. Continue to pull your right hip forward and down as you draw your left knee open. Left knee, left ankle, staying in alignment here. Actively press to the outer edge of your left foot, all the way from the left pinky toe to the left heel. Equal weight throughout that entire outer edge. Walk your hands back a little bit. Begin to lift through the chest. Drive through the left foot. Lift through the sternum. Allow yourself to get lighter on the fingertips as you get more active through the legs. Take your right hand down, reach your left arm forward, up and back, twist your chest open, curl your right heel in towards your glute, find your foot with your left hand. Keep the right hip pressing forward and down, right shoulder rolling back, so wrap your tricep around, and then squeeze your heel in nice and tight. The left femur bone is still externally rotated here, left knee pointing out towards the side, and still tracking over the left big toe. Curl your heel a little tighter into your glute. Allow that stretch along the right quad and hip flexor to intensify. And then start to find that activity. So kick your foot into your hand. Continue to pull on your foot with your hand. Hand and foot working against each other, neither one winning this fight, but both working together to create more tension in the stretch and hopefully creating more space. Take 3 more full, even breaths here. Final inhale breath. Exhale it out. Release your foot. Bring your left hand down. Slide your left shin across the top of your mat. Shift onto the left hip. Draw your right knee forward. Come into your 90-90 position. Flex through both feet. Remember those 90-degree angles at the knee, the hip, and at the ankle. Elevate your left hip if you need to. Squeeze your left hip back. Allow your right hip to rotate forward and down. Find this length in your spine, nice stable pelvic position. So no tucking, no tilting, just a nice neutral position as you begin to walk your hands forward. Press your left shin down, so feel active through the left shin as you reach your chest forward, finding a little more fold. And notice if you've checked out with the right leg, continue to feel those points of contact, the right inner knee, the right ankle. As you have the space, walk your hands a little further forward. Maybe the forearms even find the floor in front of your shin. Keeping that nice long spine, think about your tailbone reaching back as your heart pulls forward, left hip crease squeezing back. You can oftentimes just intensify the stretch just by thinking about what that left hip crease is doing. As you begin to pull it back, you'll notice the stretch in the left glute intensify. As we sit in these postures for extended amounts of time, this is your opportunity to explore. So when you activate or adjust, notice how that changes the sensation. Find that sensation that serves you. And if you're on the forearms, begin to come back up onto the fingertips, continuing to lengthen through the spine. And to walk your hands back as you lift your chest. Curl your left heel in towards your groin. Sweep your right leg around. Right foot lands on the other side of your left thigh. Bring your right fingertips down behind you. Press into your fingertips to lift your spine. Reach your left arm high. Twist and bring your elbow outside of your thigh or wrap your arm around your leg. Deepen the twist. 3 breaths here as you inhale. Think about lifting through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, twisting a little deeper. Take your gaze over your right shoulder. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale into the twist. Final breath in. Exhale, twist. Begin to unwind. Sweep your right leg back behind you. Come into your half pigeon. Shift your hips. Make the adjustments you need. Place support under the left hip if you need it. Lift and lengthen through your spine. Reach through your right toes. Really take the time to set this posture up. Allow your hips to feel heavy and grounded, but still supported by the muscles surrounding them. When you feel ready, begin to walk your hands forward, perhaps coming onto the forearms for a few breaths. And if and when it becomes available to you, stretching your arms out long and allowing your forehead to come all the way down. And just a little bit of activity through both legs just to feel steady and grounded, supported in this deep stretch. Being still is often the hardest thing that we do each day. Hopefully each day you find time for stillness. So take this opportunity to embrace that challenge. Allow yourself to be here in this stillness. Let the resistance wash away. Use your breath as a tool to make that happen. Find that even breath through the nose, using the counting method if that helps you stay focused, stay present. Just a few more breaths here. And allow yourself to settle in. Allow yourself to find more space. And if not in the body, then at least in the mind. You're going to walk your hands back under you, lift your chest. Tuck your right toes under, sweep your left leg up and back, three-legged dog right into that bent knee, open hip position. Allow yourself to feel release from that pose. You can stay here circling out the hip or flip over, find your wild thing. Left toes land, left knee bent, right leg straight. Draw your hips and heart open towards the sky. Reach through the left fingertips. Your gaze finds the left fingertips. Active through the legs. Gentle squeeze of the glutes. One more inhale breath. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Reset the hips, reset the hands, take an inhale. As you exhale, pull forward into plank pose, and lower all the way down onto your belly. And bring your forearms down underneath your chest, Sphinx Pose. Pull your chest forward. Lift your heart, reach through the toes, active through the legs. And turn your left hand in slightly so that's underneath your nose. Curl your right heel into your glute, reach back with your right hand. Pull your heel in towards your glute. Maybe you can even rotate the right elbow up towards the sky. Nice long spine. Squeeze your glutes to press your hips down towards the floor. Release your foot, but keep your knee bent. Bring your right fingertips down underneath your shoulder. Stretch your left arm out long. Roll onto that left shoulder. Let your toes land on the other side of the left leg. Nice stretch through the front of the left shoulder. Nice twist for the spine. As you roll back onto your belly, you're going to keep the right knee bent and pull it up into a half frog position. So 90-degree bend here at the hip and at the knee. You're going to come back onto the left forearm. Take your right arm, slide it underneath the left arm. And you can bring your left hand underneath your chest. And allow your forehead to release onto the back of your left hand. And gradually work your right hip a little bit closer to the floor. You may need to let the right knee slide out a bit to allow that to happen. Feel the stretch along the front of your right shoulder. Let your chest feel heavy on that right arm. And slowly make your way out of this back into your Sphinx Pose. You'll re-extend the right leg and bring your forearms back underneath you. Lift through the chest, reach through the toes, pull your heart forward. Bring your right hand slightly in so that it's underneath your nose. Curl your left heel in towards your glute. Reach back with your left hand, find your foot. Push your heel towards your glute, maybe even rotating the fingers over the toes and your elbow up to the sky. Continue to pull your chest forward and press your hips down. Squeeze of the glutes, reach through the right toes. Feel the length along the left quad, hip flexor, all the way into the front of your left shoulder. Release your foot, left fingertips underneath your left shoulder. Reach your right arm out long so it's directly out from the shoulder. Keep the left knee bent and just roll over onto the right shoulder, allowing the left toes to land on the floor behind the right leg. Allow your head to rest on the floor, relax the neck. Reach through the right fingertips. Feel that stretch along the front of the right shoulder and the spinal release. And as you roll back onto your belly, the left knee is going to stay bent. It's going to slide up into that half frog position, knee directly out from the hip. 90-degree bend of the knee and the hip. And you're going to come back onto the right forearm. Slide your left arm underneath the right arm. Walk your right hand in to give yourself a place to rest your forehead. And allow your chest to feel heavy on that left arm, feeling the stretch along the front of your left shoulder. Allow the left hip to feel heavy, maybe even sliding the left knee a little further away from the hip, allowing your hip to settle back towards the floor. Relax the muscles in your face, your neck. Just a couple more breaths here. And to lift up your chest, re-extending the left leg back behind you. This time you're just going to stack your hands. Allow your chest to fall down towards the earth. Allow your forehead to rest onto the backs of your hands, elbows out wide, back of the neck nice and long. Allow yourself to melt into the mat. Release all tension. Release all engagement of the muscles. Release all control of your breath. And this is your final pose of the day. It's one of stillness. It's one of ease. To allow yourself to really embrace those concepts. Resisting the urge to fidget, to adjust, to change anything. Resisting the urge to let your mind wander. Just allow the natural rhythm of your breath and the natural flow of the thoughts. Always bringing yourself back here to this present moment. You're welcome to stay here as long as it serves you. Enjoy the benefits of the practice, the opening that you've worked for. Until we meet again, thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing rest of your day. Namaste.